Welcome to a very special episode of Mighty Car Mods. We are coming at you all the way from Germany.
In Munich, in Bavaria, a beautiful part of Germany.
Now we are here, of course, to pick up a car that Marty has bought off the internet. I do understand you've bought it completely sight unseen.
Yeah.
And you've bought the cheapest version of this car that is absolutely available.
Go on the internet, sort by cheapest.
And that's what you've bought.
Absolutely.
And this car actually works.
Sure.
We're about to find out.
I don't know.
We're about to drive the car for the first time. You are coming with us. We have got an epic German adventure. So come with us on this amazing special of Mighty Car Mods. So Marty, tell us about this mad car you've bought.
So I went on the German equivalent of car sales.
Yes.
Sort by cheapest, this particular make and model, and bang, I got us a car.
That?
That.
Two-door?
Two-door, sports car,
Turbo?
racing pedigree, turbocharged. Look
You
at
bought
it,
a
man.
Golf.
It's black. Look
That
at it.
is ridiculous.
I got a Golf. I got a Golf. Look at
alright?
it. It's a Mark IV GTI and it's two-door, dude. We can't get two doors at home.
This is the same as
Look
my
at it.
old one, except two-door.
And look at it, it's so clean. I mean, it's wet because we're in Germany. It's
How much
raining.
was it?
It was cheap. It was the cheapest one in Germany. That's two-door, GTI, turbocharged. It was just a smidge over 2,000 euros.
How much is that in Australian dollars?
I don't know, like 3 grand.
3 grand?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, and
Yeah,
it's
man.
registered.
It's registered. One of our awesome mates from Germany registered it for us.
Yes.
And it works as far as I know. I haven't driven it yet, but he
But
tells
it's
me
been
that it
driven
works.
here.
It's been driven here, it tells me that it works. The door, like, this door's broken, and the interior is a little bit smelly, like a frog's, you know, and look, it's not perfect, but I mean, look at it, man. We're in Germany, and we
Yeah.
have a Golf GTI.
And I mean, let's be honest, it's better than that, isn't it?
As far as I know, it works. It's standard-ish, and it's going to take us on a mad adventure.
Amazing. All right, well, let's
drive.
go. Rock, paper, scissors for who drives?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Every time, you always pick chopped. That means I get to drive.
Oh, that's the
You're on
driver's side.
dude.
All
Get in
right.
that side.
Oh, this is like the good old days.
How good is it?
Except in my old car, I didn't have
Hello.
Bjorn. Hello, how are
Hey,
you?
how are you? Good to see you, man.
Thank you.
Everybody, this is Bjorn. So a couple of years ago, we came and did a little last-minute pop-up Mighty Car Mods meet. And Bjorn, he came to that meet and he'd made a homemade Mighty Car Mods t-shirt. And when we knew that we were going to come to Germany for this epic adventure, because we're going somewhere super cool that you're going to find out about soon, we were like, who can we get to help us? And we had a look through the email. We found a fan mail from Bjorn. Now here he is.
Thank you.
Hello. You didn't believe me when I called you, did you?
Yeah, I thought it was a fake mail. I think so.
So what happened? So after we found the car and chose it, then what happened?
Well, first of all, what happened is you kept a secret squirrel from me for some reason.
There's that. And you went and looked at it, right?
I went and looked at it. I found a few things that were not so bright and shiny, but yeah, it was cheap.
Yeah.
It was driving, and that's the main thing about a Golf.
And is it really, this is the cheapest working Golf GTI in Germany?
It was the cheapest one I could find in Germany, right?
We found another one, but it was like
It
not
was
good.
totally broken transmission, broken clutch, so not
Yeah.
roadworthy.
Okay. So we're obviously going on a bit of a road trip, a bit of an adventure. We've got a secret and excellent final destination that may not be secret for that long. But the first thing we're going to do is some mods to the car. Okay, do you know how and where to do that?
I know a garage here nearby.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
Maybe we can go and steal their workshop so we don't get rained on.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, well, let's
Let's
hit
go.
the road. Maybe I should let you out so
Oh,
you
that
can
would-
get
that
into
would
your
be
own
nice,
car and then
thank
you
you.
could come with us, but that could be a bit weird. So I'll let you out. Does this car even start? Can you try starting it?
Where's this? There's the. Here we go. Here we go. Sounds pretty good.
It works.
Sounds like a Golf.
All right, Martin, passenger to curb.
Right hand stick. Very,
That's how we
very,
remember it.
very strange thing when you are used to driving on the other side of the car. It's a bit wet and rainy, but the weather forecast says it's going to improve.
There's wagons everywhere, man.
So many wagons.
Wagons and vans.
Audis,
Just
VWs, Porsches.
something you don't see heaps of in Australia, but here, just every second car is a station wagon.
Mercedes-Benz, another Beamer, a Yaris, another Mercedes-Benz, a Honda, what's that called again?
CRX.
CRX, Del Sol, all sorts of cars. German people love cars.
They do.
I love German people. It feels pretty good. It feels like your old one in terms that it's just a solid car.
Yes.
It doesn't feel particularly fast, but we've only been on little back roads, so there hasn't really been a chance to open it up yet. And these are meant for going on the autobahns.
Yes, and this is kind of the first car that I'd got a Mark IV Golf GTI back in Australia, and we did a bunch of episodes on that car. This is the first time I'd kind of had a little dance, a little foray into the kind of European thing. And since then, as you may know, I've had a Mark III Golf, a Mark IV Golf, 2 Mark Vs, a Mark VI, and now my Mark VII Golf R, 11.2, quarter mile, excellent, which we'll be doing with this as well.
No chance.
Let's begin our mods. We've got, actually tomorrow, we've got to leave Munich tomorrow.
We have 24 hours to completely modify this car and then get it certified, wheel aligned and ready to drive a long way.
Yes.
So it's like, it's going to be a challenge, but I'm confident and I'm excited to modify. I think I'd be happy to drive it as is, but the show's not called Mighty Car Drive It As Is.
No, it's not. And we've never shied away from a challenge, have we, Martin? I mean, 24 hours is actually a long time for us. I mean, we've had shorter.
That's true.
So all we've got to do is modify this up and then go find ourselves a Honda meet.
Yes.
We're on the outskirts of Munich, heading to a tiny little shop called Fast Tuning. Most of their work is retunes, suspension, wraps and exhaust modifications because pretty much everything else in Germany is illegal. The owner, Ollie, used to work at Volkswagen and has said that we can use his shop for the day to get our car modified. He'll lend us his little portable hoist and some tools and some expertise if we need it, and we've got his space for 24 hours.
The Volkswagen Golf has been with us since the early 70s and the hot hatch GTI version since 1975. Ours is a Mark IV, which was a marked shift towards a more luxurious car. VW installed a turbocharged engine, which then paved the way for the Mark V, 6 and 7 GTIs and Golf Rs. Mark IVs were one of the best-selling cars in Europe, and they're still a common sight on European roads.
We are here to go to a modified car meet, and that means we definitely don't want to show up in a stock car, as cool as it might be in stock form. So about a week ago, or 10 days ago, I started ordering a bunch of parts from Australia using translating software and got them delivered here. So we've got a bunch of cool stuff. We've got an exhaust, muffler, a badgeless grille. I've got some coilovers, and I've also got these awesome things which are specially made camber shims.
Wheels and tyres as well.
Wheels and tyres as well, which is all there. So this stuff should all fit the car, hopefully.
Now, one of the things that's cool about these coilovers, they're made in Germany, but down here you might see it says TUV geprüft.
All modifications in Germany need this TÜV. That's not so easy in Germany.
Okay.
Everything needs that.
So you can't modify a car unless it has this?
Yes.
Does that mean, though, that you can't do many modifications?
No.
No, okay.
Always you need the TÜV.
Or the people who make the parts have to get them certified. Which means probably more expensive than just whatever else.
What would happen if we modified the car and it was not TUV and the police came? What would happen?
You pick up the car.
Yeah?
They pick up the car.
They take the car?
Yeah, they take the car.
No way.
Gone?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I swear.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that means everything that we do needs to be TUV, otherwise our car goes auf Wiedersehen.
Yes. And never come back.
Wow.
So we have, luckily, TUV certified parts.
Yes.
And then, but then we have to go get it signed off so that we have papers that say, like, we carry with us that say, yes, your car is certified,
we
approved,
need
and ready to
papers
go.
with us.
Exactly.
It's like engineering, but it's like engineering, but done by the
Engineering,
manufacturers.
but
It's
even
not,
just for basic things.
it's not actually the worst idea if you can buy the parts, which in our case we can, but if you're going crazy, like imagine trying to do something more wild.
You couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it.
Well, you couldn't do it legally.
But
So, thank you very much for letting us use your workshop.
Thank you.
We're actually
You're welcome.
driving out to Austria tomorrow, so we have just today to do this. So thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
thanks,
Nice
Ollie.
to meet you.
Legend.
And I like your shoes very much. I really like them, and I would like to try them on, unless that's a bit creepy. Okay, maybe later. All right, thank you.
Well, it actually muffles a lot.
TUV is an abbreviation which in English translates to Technical Inspection Association, which operates on behalf of the German government to ensure all vehicles in Germany meet certain safety standards. All imported cars must be TUV'd, all re-registrations of old cars like ours need to be TUV'd, and importantly for us, all modifications need to be certified, inspected, or sometimes both. If you are pulled over and don't have the appropriate certificates from both the manufacturer of your parts and the TUV agency themselves, your car can be impounded, potentially indefinitely. As with many parts of the world, some people installed uncertified mods and just risk it anyway, but here things are fairly strict. Interestingly, if you drive here from another country, which can be as little as an hour's drive away, you still need to have certifications for your mods. While this is a bit limiting, we really don't want to be pulled over, and we definitely don't want our car taken away after only just getting it. So although it's more difficult and more expensive, we are doing it all by the book.
So it was a real treat when we were working on my Mark 7 Golf recently that everything was so new and not rusty and not completely shagged like this is. But this car's done 200,000 Ks in snow and rain and dirt and mud. And you can tell, oh, there's a little snail up here.
There's an S-cargo up there.
Look at this guy. Look at him, he's just been chilling. And so those, the bolts that we just took out are just...
Pretty bad.
They're pretty bad. So we're going to have to either clean them up, rethread them, or get some new ones from Volkswagen, which we should be able to do considering we're in Germany.
We're in Germany, I would hope so. We're not that far from the factory. The next step is to then split this bottom collar. You actually have to like prise it open.
Yep.
And then this shock just sort of falls out. So if we can get that prise open, we're good, because everything else we're putting in now is new.
Yes.
So it's actually worth doing anyway, and these need to be replaced.
It has taken us, though, probably 20 minutes to get one bolt out on the other side. So trying to get these shafts out of here, I mean, there is a tool that splits the back here that hopefully we can get our hands on.
This is a couple of hours job for everything we're doing, but we're dealing with rust.
Yeah, which makes everything 2 or 3 times as long.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get to it and try and get these out and then get some new stuff in.
We are well versed in the art of working on a nugget due to the projects that we've done around the world and some of the cheap cars that we've imported from Japan. But the cheapest Golf GTI in Germany, with over 200,000 Ks of snow under its belt, is something that is a whole new level for us. Everything is taking so long, held on tightly with over 2 decades of road grime. We may need to get creative with the removal of some of these parts. And by creative, I mean just keep hitting things with a hammer until eventually they fall off.
Yes, she's out. That spreader tool is a game changer.
Amazing.
Never do this job without one.
How about we drop the hoist down, whiz the top off,
Yep.
get the second bit done.
Extract it.
It's pretty good that we didn't need to use an angle grinder to cut that spring, isn't it?
No, you would really not want to do that, because
No,
that
you
would
wouldn't,
just be
even if it did get the job done.
Yeah.
Coming down.
Hope we never need that strut again.
Why? It hasn't been cut with an angle grinder, has it?
No, but we could weld it back together if we had cut it, right?
Not that we would need to,
No.
because we didn't cut it with an angle grinder to get it out.
No way. Whizzing. That's the wrong way.
All right, you McWizzle it, and I'll remove it.
It is unwizzled.
It's unwizzled. Okay, so give that a little
It's got this.
spin at the top.
You're gonna have to really remember this one. These are really tight for some reason.
Oh, Dunskies.
Yes.
There it is. See you later. What happened to it?
I have no idea.
It's in a couple of
Man, it mustn't have
bits.
driven very well when it looked like that, huh?
No, look at that. Looks like it's been cut.
We've got to recycle some of those parts.
Well, considering that we were going to be doing this on the street in the rain, we're pretty lucky that these dudes came and let us use their space, because it's bucketing down outside.
Yep.
And this was, look, we're making progress, but it was harder than we thought, just because it is so filthy underneath that car.
Just the condition of everything, the rust, the dirt, the fact that stuff is, a bit rounded off. One good thing about this, though, is because it hasn't been modified before, you're not dealing with any, it's all factory. You're not dealing with any surprises like we have been with the Evo.
Yeah. But now we've got to transfer the top of the factory stuff onto the aftermarket coilover. So basically, what is the top hat?
Yep, bearing, steering
This
bearing.
is going onto here. Our friend Bjorn did manage to go to the tool shop and get us some new ones of these, which is good because those ones here just are dangerous.
Rubbish.
And for the rears, we've got to install these weird little mounts underneath.
Yeah.
And then these go into that somehow.
Just golf things.
Golf things. We're working it out, but we're making progress.
Our coilover kit reuses some of the factory parts to help keep the cost down and to maintain legality. Interestingly, it is possible to certify adjustable suspension. But once you're adjusted, you're certified for that height only and must have it rechecked if you change it. There are also minimum heights that you have to adhere to. The install itself is fairly straightforward, only made a little bit more difficult by the condition of those factory parts.
Can you poke the tip up through here?
I don't know if I can get this up without a jack. I reckon if I was to jack off the bottom of it,
Yeah.
I could get it really...
Oh no, it's come up. It's come up now. It's a really tight fit.
Man,
There
I
used
have
to be
to-
a bit of wetness on the end of it, but
I've
hold on,
just-
I'm just going to screw this with my fingers.
I've just covered the whole bottom of it with this greasy stuff.
Yeah.
The whole bottom of the shaft, and now I've poked it through that big hole with a spreader bar in there.
I've screwed that on as far as I can for now. So
Oh,
I
cool.
reckon if you keep holding it there, I'll jack off underneath there,
Yep.
which should get it up, and that'll push the shaft into the lower hole.
Perfect. Done.
Oh, it's a good fit.
Nice. Hang on. Yep, keep going.
With the fronts done, we can get started on the rear. These are a little simpler than the front, being that they use a separate shock and spring. The rear height is adjusted using spring perches that bolt into the rear suspension. It's simple, but it works. We can also recycle the old strut tops from the original suspension.
Okay, so that took a little bit longer than expected, but the front and rear suspension is in. We don't know how that's going to sit yet. We've got it set low, so it's going to be low. And next up, we can try and fit our wheels,
I got our wheels.
which we have right here.
These are R3 HO3s in anthracite, which is like a cool charcoaly gunmetal colour. They're by R3 Wheels, which is cool. It's a German company.
Yep.
And TUV certified.
Oh, they're TUV certified.
They have to be, man, or you can't use them. So the question is, will they fit our mad little Golf?
And also, before we had winter
These kind of
tyres,
things through the top.
and now we've got some. How's this mutton?
That's awkward.
How you doing
You
with
could
that?
have done the one that was lined up properly.
Oh, none of them are lined up properly. This is the issue sometimes people have. I should have got a socket first, mutton, and I got a
Can
little
you just please
extender
put
here.
it through quickly
That one
as
there?
you can, because this is really heavy.
How's that going? I'm very close to your ear, mutton.
That's fine. Is that in? Is it in?
That's in enough to hold it on there.
Yes.
Let's have a look.
Yes.
That looks good.
I love it, man. I really like it with the black. And they're 18s. And they look like they're going to fit under really nicely. We do have the camber plates if we need them.
Yep.
But we might put them all on and lower and get our height right first. And then
Yep.
if we decide we need to add camber, we can.
Good profile too.
Yeah. And it's got Bridgestone potenzas on them, German ones.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
That's pretty
And
cool.
yeah, like I was saying, we had winter tyres before, which are
Yep.
no ideal when it's not winter. And these are not winter tyres. And
It looks pretty good.
let's have a look.
Very happy with them. They look like something you could get as a factory option, but look good.
Yeah.
Whereas Bedin, not particularly Larry, but I love it. I
Looks
love it.
clean and classy, mutton.
So we might smash them all on and then drop the cutout and see how it sits.
Ooh, exciting.
And then we need to go get a mad German sausage for lunch.
I need some sauerkraut.
Yep,
We must be able to get sauerkraut somewhere in Germany.
I reckon.
And a sausage.
Oh, so good.
Let's put the wheels on.
All right.
Get some sauerkraut
I'll get-
and sausage.
This is the wheels.
If we want to change our wheels, of course they have to be TUV certified, which does limit buying options. You must also have fitment appropriate for your particular car to pass at the inspection station. The Mark IV GTI stud pattern is 5x100, which is unusual for VWs. Our wheels are R3H3 18-inch alloys with a 35 offset, and we're using Bridgestone tyres which will clear our guards, and importantly, the whole combination is able to be certified for the road. After a quick test lap, we can put the car back onto the hoist and fine-tune our ride heights before getting a wheel alignment, the results of which are also required for TUV.
She's low.
Back in.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the front. The back's just got to come up.
So we wanted to get a bit more noise out of the little Golf. Back when I had my Mark IV GTI, we put a muffler on the back and it sounded sweet, so we wanted to do the same thing again. So Marty ordered a 3-piece Catback exhaust. 3 pieces, as you can see. Now, I've got a pipe that goes here, and then we've also got the muffler, which goes back here. And if your maths is as good as mine, you will see that is 2 pieces. Now, the piece that actually goes up and over here, that piece is completely missing.
Do you know where it is?
So, well, I do, Martin, it's not here. So we contacted the company that made these and said, hey, can you send it over? And they said that because that part was not included in the box, it was our fault, because we should have looked in the box, and if we want that part, we have to pay.
They had 4.
We have to pay to get it here.
They had 4 boxes. 3 of the boxes
Are missing this
are
piece.
2-piece, and one of the boxes is a 4-piece
A 4-piece?
that has all the missing bits.
Oh, really?
So it's a factory fail,
Okay.
basically.
But
Which
the
is
short
a fail
version
for us.
is that if we want to get the piece that we paid for and ordered, we have to pay again to get it here.
No.
The oil looks like it hasn't been changed for over 200,000 kilometres, so we're swapping it out with some fresh stuff. We'll also replace the sump plug, washer, and install a new oil filter. Volkswagen have been working with Castrol for years and co-engineering oil, so there are literally millions of VWs running on Castrol, and we're using Edge, which exceeds all the standard specifications required for the car. While the bonnet's up, we're also going to give the car a quick service and check all the fluids. You'll often find that if the owner has neglected doing oil services, they've probably neglected the other parts of the car as well, like spark plugs and filters.
So we have got lots of stuff done today, and Martin, it is exactly midnight back in Australia where we were yesterday.
It feels like it. It's
jet lag is
it's
real.
the weirdest thing. Especially when you're inside and you can't really tell what time of day it is.
But at least we are powered by sauerkraut, sausage and mustard,
So good.
which is what we had for lunch.
Yep.
But we got lots of stuff done today. I mean,
Yeah.
coilovers are in,
Yeah, and adjusted.
wheels and tyres.
Yep, all done. We've got our grill on, we've fully serviced it, and yeah, it's only really now the muffler and exhaust stuff to sort out.
Yep.
But we need to go and get a wheel alignment. So apparently there's a shop just around the corner that will do it for us. So we just got to take it up there.
Yeah, and so basically after the wheel alignment's done, then tomorrow morning it'll go to the TUV to be inspected slash engineered, signed off. You don't want to cross the border apparently without and so going from Germany to Austria, because that's where we're going tomorrow, without the TUV is a really no one wants to be arrested.
It's risky. I'm sure people do it, and maybe if you live here, you know the ins and outs, but it's not a good idea, and I really don't want my car confiscated.
Yes, we've had very firm advice not to do that. So we do that. And we're good to go. We have had word from this exhaust company that they're going to try and send this piece that they didn't send us. We don't have to TUV the exhaust, which is weird.
Different level of certification.
But we do have to TUV that we've got a different grille.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
So welcome to Germany. But anyway, there it is. So let's take it up, get an alignment. We'll drop it down off the hoist. That looks pretty good.
Cool. Needs a clean up. Now we've covered it in dirt.
Oh, and it's missing some wheels. So let's put those on before we come down.
Yeah, okay. We meet like this.
I feel like we've been here before, Martin.
Oh, I just touched your beard. That was.
I feel like we've done this before at some point, Martin.
It was really awkward. Oh no! Don't lick my tool.
Being that we have completely changed our suspension setup, we will require a full wheel alignment. After setting our desired and legal ride height back at the workshop, now the camber and toe adjustments will make sure we're not scrubbing out our tyres. We'll be given a full report which we'll have to take with us to our next inspection.
It's a brand new day and a beautiful chilly German morning, and today's a big one because we're on our way to the TUV.
To get approved. Hopefully. Now we've got a bunch of paperwork that came with our mods that means they're able to be TUV approved, but that doesn't mean your car's actually approved yet. You've got to go and get it signed off.
Yep, so today's going to be a big day. We're going to hit the TUV, then hopefully we're going to get those exhaust parts that we ordered that are coming from about 700 or 800 kilometres away. We've got to fit them, then pack the car, and then we've got to drive a few hundred kilometres, cross the border into Austria, and then the party will begin. So let's hit it, Martin. Actually, I'm on.
Wait, which side?
That side.
That's
that one.
Never-endingly confusing.
The wheel alignment went well yesterday, which is good. So the car should feel good now. Oh, my door's broken, of course, because it's a €2,000 nugget. Thank you, mate. Hit it to the TUV. TUV it up, mate.
This is it, the moment we've been waiting for. We're on our way to a TUV inspection station in Munich, and this will decide the outcome of the rest of our road trip. It's actually quite nerve-wracking. Anybody with a modified car knows the feeling of having to have someone go through your car in absolute detail. So we're getting all of our paperwork in order to give us the best chance of passing.
We've got all of our stuff that we need here. This is our coilover TUV certification. We've got our muffler and exhaust certification, if that actually arrives.
If we get it.
Hopefully we do. And then we've got our wheel alignment, TUV information. And so hopefully our car gets TUV'd, Martin.
Well, yeah, that's the hope. Otherwise you are driving illegally. And
or having to put it back to stock.
Or we're getting a train, or we're putting it back to stock. Or maybe we're getting a train.
Yeah, maybe we're getting a train. We'll find out.
We attempted to modify a car in Germany.
So fingers crossed, everybody, for the TUV.
We've arrived and our little GTI is about to go under the microscope, and Marty is not happy.
I don't like it. It makes me nervous. Like this situation.
They're just straight into it, mate. Look at them go.
This situation is just nervy. Look at that.
Our car is taken into an examination bay and a TUV inspector will go through it to see if all of our modifications are legal. This process can take up to an hour, but I can tell you it felt like a lifetime. We've just been called inside and they've got some news for us.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
Awesome, man.
Thanks,
you. Rusty. Legend.
We have our TUV, everybody.
We're certified.
We're
we can
certified.
Drive. No trains.
I don't know what it says, but something along the lines of "we shall not be arrested."
It's got a stamp and a big signature and it says TUV, so I'm saying that's a yes.
Let's put an exhaust on.
Let's go.
And go to Austria.
Amazing.
Thank you, TUV.
Thanks, guys.
Auf Wiedersehen. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Our little Golf is legal, which is awesome, but surely this TUV is just a bureaucratic process. I mean, as if anyone's actually going to check a modified car. And that's when we heard the sirens.
We are getting pulled over. Oops.
My license is in their car.
Yeah, that's fine.
Guten Tag.
Kurze Verkehrskontrolle. Hallo, grüß euch. Habt ihr kurz einen Fahrzeugschein und die Zulassungsbescheinigung für mich? Ja, Quatsch, weiß ich. Zulassungsbescheinigung, Führerschein bräuchte ich, genau.
We speak English,
Okay.
but my translator is in this car here.
Okay, in this car?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, I only know very little, but
I need your driver license.
an international license? Yes. I got a German license in this car.
We've just been pulled over. They're checking his license and his international license, which is a translation of the Australian license. It's not actually a license itself, it just helps police officers who may not speak English or read it to know that it's legit and in date.
And that's my...
Okay.
Was I doing something wrong?
No, that's just a normal stop.
Oh, okay, good.
Like drug tests.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay. Also,
Soll ich übersetzen?
na, brauchst du nicht. Also normalerweise, also die Jungs passen da schon rein ins Raster quasi mit Drogenkontrollen oder was auch immer.
Ja.
Ja. Die sind bei dir zu Besuch. Wie lange denn?
Die sind hier bis nächsten Dienstag. Wir fahren gleich zu VW rüber.
Ja.
Zum Wörthersee sind die eingeladen. Dann fahren wir noch nach Wolfsburg ins Werk für 2 Tage.
Ach so, okay. Also ist das Arbeitsstoff bei BMW oder was? Oder?
Genau, das ist für die beiden, es ist Arbeit, für
Ja?
mich ist es Urlaub, ja. Also ich begleite die beiden einfach.
Okay. Dann habt eine schöne Zeit.
Ja, alles klar,
Alles
danke
klar.
dir, ne? Ciao, ciao, servus.
Oh.
Everything's fine.
Okay. Thank you. Danke schön.
Ja, have a nice journey. Yeah?
Thank you.
Why did he pull you over?
Just a normal,
Normal check.
control. That's the first time I pulled over in my entire life.
Really?
Thank you guys, thank you.
Really?
Okay.
So they
They
just...
said you are the typical guys for drugs, and you look like
That's not what he said.
Yeah, and they said, oh, that's the typical guys to taking drugs, and that's why we pulled you over.
Oh, because the hats and the hoodies and the...
Yeah, right. That's why they pulled you over.
Really?
Yes, they were afraid that you have taken drugs.
Well,
And I told them that you are here for work and I'm a friend of yours who is on holiday. You are okay, then it makes sense. How long are you staying here? Yeah, next Tuesday we are going to the Wörthersee. Okay, have a nice journey.
Wow. It's the first time I've needed my international license.
well, good. On our way then. We look like the kinds of guys that deal drugs.
We look like drug dealers.
And you know what's funny? We had the tunes playing. We're doing these ones in a modified GTI that's lowered on rims.
Yeah, I mean, we're rolling along with hoodies, hats in a modified car.
We don't look dodgy at all.
And
Black hoodies.
on came the sirens.
I love how honesty is as well. You look like the kind of guys that would deal drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, Germany.
Hey, get a reefer, man. All right, we are back in the game, people. Full credit to the exhaust people.
They actually got it here.
They got it here overnight from 700 k's away. So that is excellent, which means now we can somehow chop off or exterminate the rust that is holding on the current system. Put on our 3-piece, we've got the 2 pieces over there. We've now got this one here. It can go up, man. It can go up, up, up. And then we are off to Austria. So let's get to it.
The original factory exhaust is rusty. Due to our climate at home, we rarely see rust this bad at our exhausts as they aren't covered in snow for months of the year. This one still functions quite well, but we want more.
That's it. Hey! Auf Wiedersehen!
Interestingly, unlike many of our other mods, our new exhaust doesn't require an inspection and comes pre-certified for noise and emissions. It will open up the Catback section of our exhaust and add some volume without breaking any laws. It's one of the simplest mods you can do and a very popular option here in Germany.
Okay, Martin, it's down. Start her up, mate. Yeah!
Awesome.
It actually sounds good.
Yeah.
Like it actually sounds like an exhaust I would run. Like it's not too
Yeah.
loud,
No.
but it's got good tone to it.
Yeah, that'll be part of the whole TUV thing, is that it can't be like crazy loud. It looks cool though.
It looks really good.
Like considering it's no cutout for it, that just
Yeah.
fits.
It actually looks exactly like on those old like Need for Speeds and stuff,
Yeah.
or like Midnight Club or whatever, when you add an exhaust to one of these because you've raced some guy and won $2. You stick one of those on and there it is. What are we gonna do? Stick some stickers on.
Let's throw some stickers on and let's get a mad schnitzel for lunch and then go to Austria.
Sounds good.
I got some awesome bonnet-sized chop stickers made up at home and brought them over with me so we could add some artistic effect to our rather sensible Golf GTI. Decals and vinyl are legal, but it depends where you put them. We're going to remove the bonnet and take it outside so we don't risk affecting the rest of the car.
Why's the bonnet off? Well, we're taking it outside to give it a custom paint job. But before we do that, we're putting on a bunch of our favourite stickers. We're also installing a massive chopped fingers sticker on the roof that we had custom made. Spraying the whole area with water first helps get the sticker aligned before squeezing out the water and then pressing it into place.
We've got this mad stencil that Marty got made before we left Australia, and we're going to use the colours that are inspired by the German flag, which is yellow,
Red
and
matte black.
Matte black. We're not actually doing a flag, but we're kind of getting some of those colours on there. We're going to dust them on, then we're going to rip the stencil off, and then we're on our way to Austria. The artistic vision is, actually, Martin, we should, as we do this, we should be eating Spargel.
Because we are artists, after all.
Spargel is a very strange looking vegetable.
Wow, look at that.
That you can buy in Germany for just a couple of weeks a year. And the Spargel is a delicious vegetable that you eat while you spray paint your bonnet.
Oh, that's rough, man.
Just eat it while you spray. It'll bring out the German art.
All right,
Let's do it.
we're doing this?
Yep.
With the bonnet back on the car, then we can remove the stencil to reveal our epic chopped finger German-inspired bonnet. And with that, we're back on the road making our way towards the highway so we can head southeast towards the Austrian border where we're hoping the weather's going to be much better. It turns out the weather is even worse and we are in a torrential downpour.
So it's been a seriously crazy, rainy trip on the way to Austria today. But we are about to cross the border. We're going to be leaving Germany. There's been heaps of traffic jams. And the interesting thing is people have done this thing that when the traffic slows down, everyone moves over to the left and everyone moves over to the right, so that if emergency vehicles need to get through, they just go straight through the middle, which seems to make a whole lot of sense. Now, as we go through, Martin, I do believe, right, see that there? Boom. We're in Austria, Martin.
We're in Austria. Awesome, we made it. Our car's going really, really well. Drives nice, the wheel alignment's excellent, the exhaust isn't too loud. It's great.
So we're pulling off the Autobahn now, going towards Salzburg and Villach. And we've got about 220 k's to go until we get to our epic destination.
And apparently it's going to be raining the whole time, and it is a little bit sketchy driving on this Autobahn in the pouring rain, but our car is doing really well. I'm glad we're not in a Nugget. I'm glad it's got like a proper wheel alignment, good tyres. Yeah, it would be scary otherwise.
Yeah. And I do believe, Martin, that just out here is the location where they filmed The Sound of Music.
Yep.
Where they filmed The Hills Are Alive with the sound of what?
We've been pulled over by the police again as we took an off-ramp to get some fuel for the car. I have no idea why they think we look so dodgy. We're just a couple of dudes in hoodies and a lowered Golf. But with the tank full, we can get back on the highway where no doubt we'll be pulled over and checked again. But at least we've got our almighty TUV certification, so they can't take our car. After a couple of hours of driving in some of the worst weather we've ever experienced, we finally made our way to our hotel in Austria, and fingers crossed the weather's going to be much better tomorrow.
So it's a very rainy morning here in Austria. It's been raining for the last couple of days, but we are just 10 minutes away now from our final destination, which is
Wörthersee. And at Wörthersee is the Gti Festival, and we're going in a GTI, which seems very appropriate. It's been going since about 1981. It's one of the biggest car shows in Europe.
Yes, and so we expect that there's going to be a huge number of people there today. Today's a public holiday in Austria and also Father's Day, so it's going to be a big one. And over here in Europe, they do not let the rain stand in the way of a good day out. We're going to make our way down to Reifnitz am Wörthersee, which is by the lake here, then make our way into the festival, and no doubt we will be seeing some slamtastic and incredible cars today.
30 euro.
30. Do you have 30?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think that's euros, man.
30 euro.
Euros, man. I'm
Hold that.
pretty sure that's yen.
On that.
Do you have euros?
So we are in, people. We are through security. We're in Reifnitz.
We're into the town, so I think that's like a checkpoint to actually get into the town itself.
Yes.
And then the festival is within the town. Dude, look, is that a Mark 7?
Yeah.
Your people. I'm seeing a lot of really low cars. Is this a stance meet?
I don't know, man.
This could be a Euro stance meet.
It's Austrian car meet.
I like the idea of a meet in a whole town, though. Look at it.
Whoa.
This is awesome. Look at it, man. This is crazy. We have a parking spot somewhere. Dude, we're in like, look how many GTIs are here.
This is amazing. Look at that little slammed green one up there.
This is epic.
Mad Beetle.
This is epic.
We've arrived at Wörthersee, one of the biggest car meets in Europe and the biggest Volkswagen event in the world, held in Reifnitz in Austria. This sleepy town by the lake is taken over once a year and gets absolutely VW crazy. Golf GTI fans have been flocking here since 1982, and since the original meet back then, now all sorts of cars are welcome, ranging from modern, classics, and of course the highly modified. TUV be gone. In fact, a bunch of cars got impounded, making their way here this year, so TUV or not, at your own risk. This 4-day event actually turns into a multi-week car extravaganza, with fans arriving early to hang out, cruise, and enjoy the amazing drives on offer. This event is absolute heaven for Volkswagen lovers from all over the world, but I'm pretty sure we're the only ones from Australia that have brought our own GTI to this epic festival.
I could be the one you find in a world where no one loves you more. Let me be the one you find. I could be the one you find. I could be the one. I could be the one. I could be the could be the one. The highway to nothing lost and nothing gained. And we lost all our oxygen, fighting fire with the flame. Our souls are sold in pieces. We fade away, a million tiny reasons we can't say. So go get what you're looking for, 'cause I could be the one.
We've been driving around for a while looking for our parking when we were directed down a small lane, and that's where we found our parking spot, in the middle of the main stage. Volkswagen organised for us to bring our car to the people of Wörthersee, and we're about to present the cheapest Golf GTI nugget we could find with a day's worth of TUV approved mods to the discerning crowd at the biggest VW meet in the world.
Hey,
Long way from Australia, huh?
it sure is. We're still jet lagged. It feels like midnight. What's going on?
But you just arrived.
Yeah, 2 days ago, and we bought the cheapest registered GTI on the internet in Germany.
What does it mean? What the cheapest? Tell us the story.
It was 2,000 euros, the cheapest Golf GTI on the internet. And then we had 1 day to modify it yesterday, and then drove it here last night.
So it was standard. It was totally standard. No wheels, no suspension, no mods, nothing.
You bought a standard car, but with a standard car to a GTI Wörthersee meeting, it's not pretty cool. So you modified.
So we've done wheels, tyres, coilovers, exhaust, a little bit of custom paint, some stickers and decals, and then we're hoping this afternoon we're going to do some tuning as well, because back at home I have a Mark 7 Golf R with a full Revo package on it. I've done a 11.2 second quarter mile, 0 to 100 in 2.9 seconds, so we went to the Revo tent and they're going to tune our car this afternoon.
Before we leave.
Before you leave.
Yeah, this is the right place to come, yeah? To get more mods for your Golf.
Okay, what is the plan? When you go back?
We're going to Slovenia for lunch later today. And then we'll go to Australia tomorrow. And we'll try and sell this tonight.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Is it for you?
Yes. Oh, fan drive.
Hey!
so you are an official member here, yeah?
Thank
Official
you.
fan drive. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Austria.
Thank you, Sydney.
Thank you.
Sydney, I'd like to congratulate you on your beard because it's very soft and you have wonderful shoes. And I'd also like to say a massive thank you to Volkswagen for helping us get here, because we've done some crazy things to Volkswagens and we never thought they would help us come here to do more crazy things. So thank you very much, Volkswagen. We're now going to Slovenia for lunch and then back to Australia. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
All the way from Sydney, Australia to Wörthersee in our own little Golf nugget. Now we can go and park up, check out some of the incredible cars and meet some MCM fans who've come to the festival.
Could be the one.
Wörthersee is absolutely epic. Amazing cars, scenery, food, and of course the people. If you're an automotive tragic like us, then it should definitely be on your bucket list. A massive thank you to Volkswagen for having us at the event, and that's farewell to the 38th Wörthersee. Now we're going to hit the highway and try not to get arrested.